If the system says you can let a bunch of characters get in there and appoint themselves to service their friends, and you're not worried about, I'm not saying this to you personally, but because of the way it's set up, and we, then you've got you got a lot of upset people here, because you're not, the credibility of our whole area goes down the tube. And I know you people, when this happens to you, then down the road when new programs come along and that, you're going to shy away from the gangsters up here. And so
I guess I'm not aware of any special assistance being given to friends of the board or the staff. I mean, perhaps it is happening. I'm certainly not aware of it. We have an auditor's report basically saying that the conflict of interest guidelines have been abided by, and all the lending.
Who did that? Who did that? And who
did the audit?
Yes.
You know what? I couldn't say, I don't know offhand. I don't know.
Because
we have hundreds of audits done here, so I can't remember the name of the firm offhand.
Okay. Well, we traced this. We traced one of the audits that was publicized. Okay, it was a federal audit. They not only didn't do the audit, they hadn't even heard of the program. Okay, and yet it was published up here in the paper by your people saying this was an audit. So you're thinking, well, this
I'm not sure. What are you talking about? The audit of the CFTC in Mount Waddington, or you're talking about the audit of the Community Futures Program? Generally,
the Community Futures Program.
Okay, yeah. Well, that was an audit of the program from an administrative program funding management point of view in our regional office. And when I refer to an audit, I'm referring to the annual audit that's done every year on all of the CFTCs. Okay, and I'm referring to the audit specifically. One of the things that the auditor has to look at, on the individual CFTC files, is whether or not conflict of interest guidelines have been followed. And we have statements from the auditor indicating they have been. I mean, as you can understand, we simply don't have the resources to go out and audit every CFTC, which is why they're required to pay up to $10,000 in some cases to have their books audited. And so we rely on those audits a lot too, in terms of whether decisions are being made that are in line with program authorities, and whether conflict of interest rules are being abided by, and so on. And the information we have is that they are being conflict of interest guidelines are being honored. So unless there's a specific case. And if in fact, say, a family member was a recipient of a grant from the CFTC, then that would be a pretty serious situation for us, and we would.
You would act on something like that if I got you the information.
Oh, if it was contravening, you bet. If it was contravening conflict of interest agreements in the regulations in the agreement, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
We'd be very concerned about that. The intent is to provide service to the community in a transparent.
Well, we have a chapter and verse for you, which will bring down which the Ministry of Forests and all these hanger-oners will. It'll be very interesting to see if you guys can stand up against them. But
So it's the Ministry of Forests that have concerns about this?
No, I have concerns about. I mean, we do. I mean, about what happens. You see, there's so many people that have been appointed, whether like through there and their relatives, etc. That
have been appointed where to the
they get on there, and then the money flows in, and then this one lady who was on there, they gave the money back, and her husband's a senior official in the local forestry place here.
So that does not involve the CFTC, that particular situation, or it does?
She was a board member of the Community Futures.
Yeah, and what happened? She received money from the Ministry of Forests?
I don't have. I better, I want to be careful. But there was. I don't know whether it was a particular job or some money, etc. But anyway, they awarded it. Her daughter got it.
Okay.
And we say that's not fair. That this should happen, that she should have the exclusive rights. But then when you find out one of the people reporting to her husband is the chairman of the up here, and he has tremendous clout, and then in turn that one of these, somebody that's working at the time gets an award or gets a contract approval from forestry, okay, to knock down some trees over some other people, and the guy's a full-time employee for Futures. And we've got people that are out of work here.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes on, you know. I mean, you might say, well, that's okay to do, but but they don't want to talk about this. So, okay, how you see, so those things can happen. Okay, I admit it, but when you say, what is the process? How do you know that you're giving everybody a fair shake?
Yeah,
and they give us the finger. That's all they do, is they ignore us or they give us a finger.
Yeah.
And so they certainly...
No, they need to answer your questions. I agree with you. There needs to be a acceptable answer to your questions.
Yeah. Anyway, I apologize, first of all, for the tone in my voice, just that I get so frustrated going around in circles, and it you know, eventually it builds up to the point where you're thinking somebody's got to do something about this, and please don't. I'm sorry if I'm laying heavy on you, and I guess I am indirectly, but I'm not.
You know, get that stuff on paper, send it to us, and by virtue of copying us and the CFTC knowing that you're copying us, it certainly gives us an opportunity to touch base with them on the issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does Mr. Dean Dring work with you, or do you know him?
Yes, he does. He works in our unit. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I met him briefly, and impressed me. I was at the annual general meeting up here. And so
yes,
so
Dean was up for that, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. No, Dean works for me. Yes.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your prime time, and and do have a restful and meaningful holiday time, and
the same to you. Thank you.
Yes,
very much.
and we'll send you some paperwork.
Okay then.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 4:25 on Friday, the 21st. Trying to call Community Future. I will call.
Season's greetings. You've reached Community Futures Development Corporation of Mount Waddington at 956-2220. We are closed from December the 21st until January 1st for the holidays. Our regular office hours, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, will resume on January the 2nd. We wish you and yours a very happy and safe holiday season and look forward to seeing you in 2002. Thank you.
It's the Port Hardy office. Nothing seems to be happening.
Thank you for calling Community Futures Development Corporation of Mount Waddington. Both our Port Hardy and Port McNeil offices are closed over the holidays. We will reopen Wednesday, January 2nd to resume our regular business hours. If you'd like to leave a voice message, please stay on the line.
If you know the extension of the person you wish to speak to, please enter it now. If you have a general inquiry during normal business hours, please press 0 at any time. For Chris Johnson, press 224. Christy Dreger, press 222. Rachel Ricard, press 226. Jenny Dirk, press 221. Arson Krekovic, press 223. If you would like to leave a message for Kathy Denham, press star 300. Marjorie Greensides, press
Kathy Denham is not available at the moment. At the tone, record your message. To end your recording, press $sign. To reach an operator, press 0.
Hi, Kathy, this is Dean. It's just about 4:30. Actually, I've been trying to reach you at your other office, and I left a message, and the lady there said that you'd be getting back to me today on Friday the 21st, and I haven't heard in case you've been trying to reach me and hadn't been able to get through. Could I please trouble you to give me a call when you have a chance? 949-9041 or 9786. Have a good holiday season. Thanks. Bye.